Hello YouTubers! I'm going to do a video forecasting Gold Coast Suns 2026 salary cap. This was all got to do myself reading an article about a Victorian team offering Mac Andrews a long-term 8-year deal, and I'll get to the article shortly. If you want to be updated to the latest videos that I make, please subscribe with the bell to keep updated, and all subscribers will be much appreciated. Alright, let's get this video started. Yeah, let's go. What got me interested in making this video? I was reading this article on SEN website about a potential long-term contract for Mac Andrews. I'll bring up this article up on the screen in a sec. It was this article that I was intrigued in reading, where it says, at the end of 2025, Mac Andrews is out of contract, and it is reported in this article that an offer of $12 million over 8 years. Now let's scroll through this article, and it basically says, as reported in this article, that one Victorian club has offered to his manager, or approached his manager, a contract worth $12 million over 8 years. That's roughly $1.5 million per year. There you go. I'm just reading that. $1.5 million per year for 8 years. So in total, in 8 years, that's $12 million worth in a salary cap. So just reading this article, it mentions that Victorian clubs that have a bit of, or lots of cap space, includes North Melbourne and the St Kilda Saints. So that's going to be interesting at the end of season 2025. I will diverge and look at players out of contract for the Gold Coast Suns at the end of season 2025. Alright, let's have a look, and I'll show you this on my screen. Okay, looking at the salary cap in season 2026, it has risen to 18.29 million. So in 2025, for next season, it's 17.76 million, and roughly 500k goes up for season 2026 for 18.29 million. And looking at this Gold Coast roster, if we look at the players out of contract and one player in contract, so for example, at the end of season 2025, the key players that are out of contract are Sam Collins, who made the 40 squad for All Australian but missed the final cut. So he's an unrestricted free agent at the end of 2025. Mac Andrews, as discussed in the article, is out of contract in 2025. Matt Rowell, the former number 1 draft pick, is also out of contract. And the South Australian Charlie Ballard, who's a restricted free agent, is also out of contract end of 2025. And you got other players like Atkins and Tom Berry also out of contract for this period. And it is alleged that Jack Lukosius' contract is back-ended at approximately $1 million for season 2025 and 26 respectively. So if we do a mock list management and super coach style of re-signing players, based on salaries of the players mentioned for 2026, say that the Suns re-sign these players, say the Suns re-sign Collins for $1 million in 2026, and say Mac Andrews signs for $1.5 million for season 2026, and Rowell signs for $1 million for 2026. These are just all projections, and Lukosius is on his alleged $1 million 2026, and say the Suns re-sign Charlie Ballard at a projected value of $750,000, and just assume that the Suns do acquire Rioli and Noble end of 2024 season during a trade. Say their projected salary is also $750,000 respectively. The sum of Collins, Andrews, Rowell, Lukosius, Ballard, Rioli, and Noble, that's $6.75 million at approximately 37% of the salary cap. And just looking at that, if we remove Lukosius from that, his salary is 5% of the salary cap. So if we did deduct $1 million, it would be $5.75 million for season 2026, and that will be just under 1/3 of the salary at 31%. And don't forget that we already have the players that are already re-signed to contracts: King, Anderson, Sexton, Miller, Vitz, and Humphries, and we're not sure how much their salary is. So would there be a squeeze for the Gold Coast salary? A couple of seasons ago, end of 2022, when there was a deal where the Suns had to reduce the salary cap, where they traded Bowles and pick 7, which include all of his salary, to Geelong for their future 3rd round draft pick. Will we have this sort of case again? It's unlikely, because this deal did help Gold Coast reduce their salaries of Bowles and also trading out Will Brodie. So the question for this article is, will the Suns have salary cap issues in 2026? Given that looking at their full line, you got the big powerful Jed Walter, reminds me of a young Jonathan Brown, and then you got the full forward of Ben King, and then you got, for example, just say this projection that Andrews was re-signed, then you got Mac Andrews, so you got your 3 forwards. Can you play Lukosius as a 4th forward? In the second last game of the season when Lukosius was omitted, the Suns had a forward line of Andrews, Walter and King as their 3 forwards, where Andrews took a great contested mark just before the siren to kick the winning goal against the Dons. If you did have Lukosius playing the VFL, that's 5% of your salary playing in the VFL. And given the players out contract for the Suns, can the Suns demand a first-round draft pick to exchange Lukosius or do a trade for Lukosius? Or will other list managers know that this is their salary cap and this is Lukosius' salary, and that they may only offer a second-round draft pick? And just for instance, we'll look at a team that's been linked to Lukosius, i.e. the LA Crows, and who knows, with rumours of Mark Keane, either he's staying or leaving the Crows. If the Crows don't do a trade for Lukosius, they've got so much cap space because at the end of season 2025, the players out of contract for the Crows are Walker, O'Brien, Crouch and Smith. And just say that those 4 players were on the minimum at $400,000. That's 4 players at $1.6 million. So it's probably north of $1.6 million that the Crows may have reduction in salary cap, or in salary, I should say, for the season 2026. And if the Crows can't make a play for Lukosius, and they did require a defender, they will have cap space to make a play for Charlie Ballard, who's from South Australia, as he's a restricted free agent at the end of 2025 season. So it's going to be an interesting trade period where the Gold Coast, if Lukosius does leave, will seek a first round draft pick. But teams know that, based on this is just my Supercoach projection, that the Suns might be very tight with the cap, and it'll be the opposition only offering a second round draft pick. So it'll be intriguing to see what happens, and if Lukosius does remain at Gold Coast in season 2025, that is 5% of their salary cap still on their roster, where potentially if they did trade him out, then they can front end load some other players that's on existing contracts like Anderson or Miller, so that they'll have more cap space from 2026-27 onwards if they were able to trade out Lukosius' alleged $1 million contract. And please provide comments. What do you think? Do you think the Suns will have any cap issues from 2026 onwards, or they're ready plan ahead a couple of years ago by trading Jack Bowles out, knowing that this situation may occur where you got Sam Collins, Andrews, Rao, Ballard out of contract, and keeping that in mind of the players having an increased amount of salary? But then you got other teams that are just watching this space, and I can definitely see, i.e. the Crows being a major player, given that they also have a whole heap of players and experienced players, O'Brien to Walker, 29 to 35-year-old age bracket, that are got an expiring contract end of season 2025. So do the Suns trade Lukosius out now, end of season 2024, and trade out his alleged 2025 salary of $1 million, and then they can bring in Rioli and Noble and front end load their contracts, so it allows them more room to play around in the 2026-7 cap space. So please comment if you enjoyed this video, and please subscribe with the bell. All subscribers will be much appreciated, and I hope to hear from you again next time. Cheers.